La vida es un carrusel.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? It's Sovereignty, and we're back with another video. Today, we're going to be going over this compound interest calculator that was created by Rajat Soni. He's also on YouTube. Check him out. He has great Bitcoin content videos in relation to price of Bitcoin. Um, yeah, this is his calculator, and I like to play around with numbers a lot, and just show people what the possibilities are if you choose to invest some of your coin, some of what you earn, your time into Bitcoin, right? Because one of the things is your time is one of the most important things that you have. So figuring out a way to store your time and value into something that really pays you back in the long term is something that we need as a society, or just as just individuals, as humans. Is something we need, and we don't have that with dollars, but we have it with Bitcoin. And I think this is a great tool to show people what you guys can have if you choose to stack, save, and be patient. But we can get into it. So I just did just like some random numbers, and I'll kind of show you what everything means. So here you have your investments. So this is how much money you'll be able to put up into Bitcoin, based off of your situation. I'm not sure, what the average person's um, pockets look like. So I don't know what the average person's monthly expenses look like, but I'm just throwing some random numbers out. This isn't my stuff. It's just random numbers I'm just coming up with. Um, you have your annual interest rate, which is what Bitcoin appreciates at per year. This is not truly what it is. The number I believe over the past year or two has been above 50 or 60%. So yeah. So you have that. You have the monthly expenses, which are like your bills and everything like that add into this. You have your cost of living increase, so pretty much like what the inflation increase is per year, probably even more than 4%. You have the frequency, how often you'll be doing this. I just did monthly because that's typically what people do. And then here you have like your investment. So this would be, how long you'll be doing this for, the Bitcoin price after you the time has gone past, and you have how many Bitcoin will you have, and then your portfolio value in US dollars. So if we're doing this based off of these numbers here, right? And you are we're starting here, 2025, Bitcoin's price is about $108,000. You have zero Bitcoin, your fiat balance is zero. The Bitcoin that you added for this year would be whatever you can buy, which would be that $500 for the year. So this is what that's equal to. You have your annual expenses, your fiat monthly expenses, your Bitcoin expenses, um, and yeah. So going into 2026, boom, now Bitcoin's gone up 140 to 140,000. Your Bitcoin balance is increased from what you put in the for the last year total. Your fiat balance is increased by this much. Your Bitcoin added, you're here now. You have your annual expenses have went up. Fiat monthly expenses have gone up, because they will continue to go up as inflation rises. Granted, based off of the cost of living increase. And we'll go all the way to 2030, right? The 5 year mark. So now at this point, Bitcoin is estimated to be about 400,996 US dollars. And your Bitcoin balance is 0.17590,226 Bitcoin. The fiat, which is estimated at about $70,536. That's what that's equal to, right? This is how much Bitcoin you've added to your portfolio, I believe, from the previous year. And then everything else is steadily increasing as well, right? So that's if you were only able to put in $500 a month, which I think some people, hopefully most people, can put in a little more. Let's say that you're married, both of you guys make about 100K a year, maybe 80K a year, and you guys are like all in on Bitcoin. You're just like, all right, where can we cut spending? What can we do to put money in Bitcoin, right? So let's say that you guys can do $3,200 per month. Let's say that you guys think the annual interest rate will increase. Say you think it's going to stay the same around like 56%. Your monthly expenses might be a little bit higher. So let's say your monthly expenses are $3,500 a month, right? And I mean, this doesn't, it changes, but it only changes over here. So let's just do 10 years. And with these numbers in mind, looking at these numbers, right? If you're able to put this much up with your spouse or by yourself, if you could, first year you have 0 Bitcoin, but you're gonna add this for the year. And you'll be at 0.3 Bitcoin by the end of the year, basically, is what it's saying. And if you go forward all the way to 2030, or actually I said 10 years, so we'd be doing 2035. So here, you'd be at $9.218 million. I'm sorry, this is what the Bitcoin price is, excuse me. Bitcoin price would be at $9.2 million. Your balance would be 0.97 Bitcoin, so almost 1 Bitcoin. Your fiat balance, how much this 0.9 Bitcoin would be worth, would be $9.0 million. That's huge. Just by saving this every year for the next 10 years. Even if you don't do the next 10 years, if you even did the next 5 years, you'd be at $881,000. It's one of those things to where it makes more, like, once you understand Bitcoin, like, it just makes sense to save in Bitcoin. It doesn't make sense to save in anything else. Like, it's one of those things. It like Bitcoin is a lot of people's ego test, and if you fail it, I mean, it's just your ego is too big, and you chose to ignore Bitcoin. It's simple, it's easy. Save in Bitcoin, stack your sats, and just watch your life improve as time goes on. I'm not saying like this is not financial advice, but I'm just saying, if anything, take a shot at it. I mean, you don't have to put $3,200 a month in. You could do $1,000 a month, like we saw earlier, and you could literally be at by 2030. If you never touch $275,000, if you're 18 and it's or 18 or 20, and it's 2025 now, in 2030 you'll be 25 and 23. So you have $275,000 in your account. I mean, most people that are 23 and 25 haven't touched this. At least most people I know, to be completely honest. Um, and if you waited even longer, 2035, you have $2.8 million in your account. Not a lot of people that are young can say that they've touched that at that young of an age. Like I said, these numbers are not completely accurate. I don't know what could happen with Bitcoin, but I will say this: over the past 16 years, it's only gone up, and it has not gone down to what its previous lows were. So for a long period of time. So stack sats and yeah, do your thing. Thanks for tuning in.